Hey, all you leaky bards and bardettes, welcome back to I Cast Vicious Mockery.
A show about taverns, dreams, and the people who experience both.
Also a great source of plumbing tutorials.
No, not that. But anyway, I'm Matt.
I'm Austin.
And welcome back, everybody.
Thank you for joining us. Actually, the first thing we should probably start with is some huge thanks.
Huge thanks.
Number one, I'm going to thank my wife for a thing that we're going to show you in the future, but you can't see yet. It's like, it's not like a new videos or something like that. It's just a cool, it's going to be part of the set. It's going to be part of the set. It's super cool. I just haven't figured out how to put it up yet.
It is super cool.
We also have somebody else to thank, a previous guest, a friend of the podcast.
Friend of the show. Yep.
Friend of the show, Peter.
Yep.
Whose work you've seen here in like every episode, has made something amazing. Like absolutely just the craziest, coolest I've ever seen.
Coolest things I've ever seen in my life.
So we're going to show that to the camera.
Look at that. Look at that.
But we'll try to get you a better shot of this later. Actually, let's talk about it for a second. So I really like that I'm the villain in this poster.
I really like that you're the villain and I'm the hero and Basket's on my side. Even though she's your dog.
Yeah. I mean, it
makes sense.
It does make sense. I don't know if like Peter hasn't been in here with you and Basket at the same time, like in this house.
That's true.
So he might not fully know the dynamic, but that is how it works.
That's pretty close. Yeah. Basket's on my side.
It's fairly accurate. Yeah. Basically what happens is when she sees Matt coming, he walks up the street to this house. She freaks out. There is nothing more important than for her to be the first one. First of all, she has to be the first one to greet him through the door. We messed that one up today, and that was not okay with her.
Yeah.
And second of all, if this dude does not pet her with at least two hands, then it's all broken.
No.
The entire process is wrong, and she will let us know about it by flopping onto him and trying to. Today she punched him just right in the crotch,
right in the groin, man. She got me. She gave me a good uppercut.
Yeah, it was a good one,
right in there.
Yeah. So thank you again for that. That is amazing. Blows my mind.
And he printed two of them.
Yeah,
one for each of us. So that's
one for you, one for Basket.
Oh, yeah, right.
I've got a photographic memory, so
but yeah. So you don't need one.
Right. Yeah, I don't need physical things.
But Basket was kind enough that her copy was donated to.
Yeah, we're gonna try to also put it on this set somehow. You might notice that things look different as well. I'm still working on the settings, and I don't know if it's gonna last the whole recording. But there's a new camera looking at us.
We do have a new camera. It's pretty nice. You might have noticed that it's after the holidays, so that kind of explains.
That explains everything.
Explains everything. I've got a smartwatch now, so basically I'm better than everybody else at this point in my life.
It is true. I mean, you already were, girl.
Girl. Now it's solidified.
Right.
Now I feel it inside as well as,
and it feels you
outside. Yeah, 100%.
So now on to the actual show.
There is a show.
Yeah, there is a show.
There is a show.
What are we talking about today?
Okay, so first we have a magic item. It comes to us from user Rudocini.
Has this person's been on the show before?
Has this person?
Mm-hmm.
Rudocini?
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Or is it maybe it's Rudocini? I don't know.
It would be Rudocini.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking, if it's Italian. But who knows? Anyway, this is a portable tavern. It's a tavern you can carry with you.
Okay, let me just start imagining first.
Okay.
And maybe you can even read while I do this if you want to like get the highlights for it. But let's just say your party has finished part of their quest and you're not sure where to go next, and you want to get some rumors, some side quests, like that kind of deal going. You plonk down the portable tavern. It blows up, and suddenly you've got all the all the regulars are there, right? And they've got plenty of stuff to tell you. That's what I'm like. Where do then I don't know what happens to these people when the tavern is torn down, but they're back there. You've got Barry the bartender back every time.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? You're really getting the gist of this, I think.
Awesome.
So, it's a bonus action to activate the tavern.
Wow.
You can do it. I know. And you can do it 3 times a day.
Whoa. Okay.
I know. 3 times per dawn until the next dawn. That's usually how it goes. Anyway. So when you activate it, you choose an adventurer that will appear in the tavern door, and it will grant you aid in their own unique way. And there are 5 different potential adventurers that could be in here.
That's really cool. Okay.
Okay. So the rogue will help you with sneak attacks. So any attack that you make at advantage deals an additional 1d4 damage for the next minute, or you can have them throw their special poisoned dagger at the enemy, which is a DC 12 Constitution saving throw.
That's a real good Constitution.
There's 2d4 poison damage.
Yeah.
And they're poisoned for 1 minute.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Interesting, right?
Yeah.
The fighter can give you fighting advice. Basically, he live coaches you, increasing your attack rolls by +1 for 1 minute. Or
keep your hands up.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah. Which, funny enough, is sometimes all you need to hear when you're in the middle of something like that. And it will also tell you the vulnerabilities, or it will tell you the vulnerabilities of a creature within your line of sight. And be like, hey, that thing doesn't like...
Hit him in the crotch.
I just uppercut him right in there.
Hit him in the gooch.
Right up in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, man. Wow. Okay. This isn't... I don't know if this is super balanced.
Go for it, though.
Okay, because Wizard can cast
Wizard cast?
Fireball. Oh, but it's a lesser Fireball.
Well,
I guess, but still.
As a bonus action 3 times a day, though, like that's not bad. I mean, maybe I'm crazy, but if for a high level magic item, I would give that to somebody and let them cast fire, like a spell scroll or something, you know? I'm fine with that for Fireball. So, but I guess that requires you have to craft new ones each time and whatnot.
Yeah, those are one use. Yeah.
Yeah. But, I don't know. It feels pretty good.
It's okay because the DC is pretty low. It's only 12 and the damage is only 3d6. So it's not like an actual fireball.
So the other people are like good at what they do, and then the wizard comes in and he sucks.
I don't know. An additional 1d4 damage isn't that great either.
Yeah, but they're just coaching you. I feel like the wizard could also do something like that. But I'm fine with how it works with the fireball too.
Well, the other option for the wizard is that they can also cast a mirror image on you.
Oh, now we're talking.
Which is pretty useful.
And they can focus on it or concentrate.
Yeah, so basically, yeah.
I just forget what that's called.
What is that thing where you concentrate really hard?
You like constantly think about it. You
have to really just keep it on your mind at all times. Do you want any
orange juice, by the way? I was thinking some real orange juice, not from that that pre-made like that stuff where they like
What is
powder
that
it up and
called?
whatever. All right, yeah.
Anyway, there's a cleric, which will heal a creature within 10 feet of it for 1d6 plus 4 hit points.
That feels the weakest so far. But like
healing is also way lower than damage. Though.
Healing as a bonus action though, too.
Right.
That's not all the time. That's not everybody can just do that for fun.
Exactly.
Right. Like that's like we're in a dire situation. Somebody needs healed twice. Let's do this. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Or at least, you can heal them without giving up your action. You can have your fighter heal themselves as a bonus action, things like that. So that's nice. I like that.
They can also cast Turn Undead. The DC is only 11, but still, if you don't have a cleric in your party that can cast Turn Undead, then it's pretty nice to have one.
Yeah.
There's also the Bartender.
All right.
He'll give you a special brew that'll give you advantage on charisma ability checks for 1 hour. Or he'll give you a good meal, giving you advantage on constitution saving throws for 1 minute.
Yeah, so you use that one, and I don't know how you eat the meal mid-combat, but
that's an RPG thing.
Yeah.
Eat the meal in combat.
As a bonus action on one person's turn.
Yeah. Eat a whole meal, whatever.
Yeah, but that's fine. I am down with that. Fine. And I like the whole thing. Yeah. I like the whole thing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Now, all right, so we got to talk about personalities, because that's where this item will shine.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like the different personalities of each of these characters who come out, because they're definitely played by the DM.
Yeah.
First off, like your characters don't get to pick who this is.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it would be fun to give them a reason to you want to try all the different characters other than their effects, right? Like if you know that something like hilarious or really this is a comedy item.
Yeah.
Right. Like you want something funny to happen and unpredictable. And that's going to get your players to want to find situations to use all 5 of these, right?
Right.
More if you come up with more. It's homebrew. You're allowed. But I like to start with, I do think that the fighter being your like boxing coach is a great approach, or wrestling coach, or whatever, those sorts of things, MMA coach. But I would love it if their actual advice is really stupid.
Yeah.
I would love it if they just said the most inane stuff, and you could go a bunch of ways with it. They could be a no-touch Tai Chi, not Tai Chi, sorry, that was kind of maybe rude of me to put that on Tai Chi, but no-touch Kung Fu master. Kung Fu's a big blanket term, so I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah, you can say that one. Yeah.
Who like does these no-touch knockouts and stuff, but they're actually a total fraud. But it does work when you summon them. Like it like you realize stuff anyway, but they're just like you've got to interact with their chi more fully. Like you need to root yourself. No, you're not rooted.
Come on.
Your big toe was up on your right foot. That makes it so it can't work.
Yeah.
Like that would be great. And they act all like serene and stuff until you question them in any way, and then they just flip out.
There's a polar wind in New Mexico. Of course it will never work. It's like, what are you talking? What are you saying?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was also thinking, like, when you said they just give you dumb advice, I was thinking something just along the lines of like, oh no, you're using a sword. You got to hit him with the sharp end. And like somehow that gives you an insight like, oh yeah, okay, the sharp end. I got it.
Remember, your sword has a blade on it. Try using that.
Yeah. Try like Clippy or something like that. Like have you tried I see you're trying to defeat this enemy.
So that could work especially well if it was a mechanical thing. Imagine if your artificer made this.
Yeah.
Right. And like a clockwork figure pops out of the door. It's just a magical door, right?
Yeah.
That's how I'm imagining this item is like you set it down and a door pops up, but no structure behind it. When you open it, it opens to a tavern.
I mean, the picture is of like literally a miniature tavern with a handle on top that you carry around. like a dollhouse.
Okay, so it could have a physical space, but
it could be whatever you want.
Yeah, you could flavor it. Yeah. I'm imagine. I guess I don't know how the portable buildings work because some of them do pop up into full buildings. Some of them do pocket dimensions. I imagined this one as a pocket dimension, but a full building is cool too.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter really.
Either way, yeah.
I would love to make that pop up in somebody's evil lair and just like break stuff. Like what? Right. You put your house in my lair? No, it's tavern. It's not my house.
I like to imagine that it never gets bigger. And that the people coming out of it are just tiny people. Like in Night at the Museum.
Okay, so no, that explains the weaker fireball too.
Right,
like
exactly.
For a wizard who's like 2 inches tall, that's a pretty good fireball.
Well, I was going to say they're like a level 20 wizard casting it at like 9th level, but they're also really small. So
yeah,
it ends up being like a smaller fireball. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I like that. Okay. Well, there's a lot of ways you could go with that.
Yeah. And then because that makes sense. Like, why wouldn't the fighter actually help you? Well, he's tiny. So he's just like, hey, stick him with the pointy end. Because he's tiny.
Like this.
Yeah.
What? I can't even see you over there.
What do you do? I can't
have my glasses on.
Yeah.
Put on your glasses. I'm in the middle of a fight. I'm in a fight.
Listen, dude. You're rubbing me the wrong way right now. Right. Yeah. So anyway.
I do want to maybe come up with some ideas for the other characters there. Like the cleric who like normally I don't think you'd see a cleric at a tavern too often. I mean it depends. I'm going to say that they're a brother, like a monk. Mm-hmm. It could be a sister, like a nun.
Right.
But whichever one you want.
Or like a friar.
Like a monk. And
yeah.
I'm too good at making friends with nuns. Did you know this?
No.
Have I told you about this problem I have?
You have a lot of nun friends?
I excel at it. Yes. They love to be friends.
It's because you look like Jesus.
They don't know that. They don't even know that.
What?
No. When they find that out, they're going to absolutely lose it.
Okay.
They're going to be like,
I knew I liked this guy for some reason.
Yeah, I didn't even really think of that until now. Yeah, if they see me, they will just what? I'm worried they're gonna have. They're not particularly young, because
most
if you're
nuns are not.
Yeah, if you're a nun, you live to be an infinite age. It just happens that way. So like statistically, nuns are older than the general population. Yeah, I'm worried they're gonna like explode. Like older people have a tendency to explode when their mind is blown.
They've done that a lot.
Like literally, they're when their mind blows, their whole body just goes with it.
Yeah, it follows suit. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a strong mind-body connection that happens as you get older.
Right.
You notice in toddlers, their brain just does and they can't move but like as you age, it continues to get more and more melded until eventually you explode by accident. Is that why people get more closed-minded as they get older? Oh my gosh. It's just self-defense, guys. Like seriously, have some empathy. They need to protect themselves. Mm-hmm. Or
This is good stuff to hear right after the holidays because a lot of people
a lot of people our age and younger just got very frustrated with older relatives.
Right.
And yeah, this is what you needed to know.
Yeah, they will explode.
They will literally explode. And it's not something that they can prevent.
No,
right?
No, there's no cure.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can't just continue to be clumsy and awkward throughout your life. I guess you could.
But then you'd explode.
Yeah, you'd explode like from something else.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's why, I guess all lives end in an explosion.
100%.
Huh.
I don't know a single person whose life ended a different way.
Yeah. I mean, mine hasn't. So like, and yours hasn't.
Yeah, not yet.
That's 2 right now here. 100%.
That's 100% of the people in this room.
100% of the people who participated in this study today.
Statistically, 100% of the people participating in this study are alive. How's that for science?
I think you mean are alive today.
Yeah, they're alive today. The study was conducted today.
Important to note, yes.
Yes.
Also, this study was sponsored by Today. We're on Sesame Street now. That's your word, I guess. I don't know how that works.
The word of the day is
I've never been
today.
on. How come I've never been on Sesame Street?
Neither have I.
You know who has been? Jack Black. Give me that next homebrew.
Oh, Jack Black.
Yeah.
Do you like dreaming?
Yeah.
I'm on the fence about it sometimes, but
wait, are you actually on the fence about it?
Sometimes my dreams are weird, dude.
I like the weird ones. They're so fascinating.
Nah, man, the weird dreams that I have they're always about other people, and I never want to bring it up because it's just so weird. And you don't have like control over what you dream. And,
basket.
It's like
basket,
whatever.
We're about to get some kind of revelation.
Yeah, this is just weird. Like what is going on? I don't even want to tell you about the last dream I had. Not on the show. I don't want to tell you. Maybe I'll tell you later, but not on the show. It's like it just reaches that point of weird that I just don't even want to go there. So anyway,
you know what? We cannot make this a podcast where we actually do talk about our dreams ever.
No,
that is not going to happen.
No,
except for that one time when I talked about the Zendaya one. Other than that, I will restrict myself from ever talking about dreams again. Unless I have another dream about Zendaya, in which case I will update you on it. Mm-hmm. I'll update it. Everybody will know.
Have you seen the new Spider-Man? I watched it. Oh, man, you got to see it.
Because Anna hasn't seen
the second one. Dude, that's so weird. Like, that's exactly a lot. I have like 3 friends that I went through, like a bunch of people like, hey, do you want to see this movie? Hey, do you want to see this? Hey, no, I haven't seen the second one. No, I haven't seen the second one. Why haven't you guys seen the second one? Is good.
Because it's not on streaming services.
That's true.
Right. And actually we were planning on renting it like on Thanksgiving weekend or something. Mm-hmm. And we just never got around to it.
And you just never did it. Yeah.
And it's still, we haven't.
It's eluding. Did you see the second one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw it.
I saw it in theaters.
I think did I see it with you?
Maybe we saw it together. I don't remember.
And I think Anna was like, no, because she hadn't seen the first one.
Oh my.
That's why she didn't go see the second one.
She hasn't seen the first one.
And she was like, no, I'm not interested in it. But she saw the first one and she liked it.
Yeah, of course she did. It's great.
Really good.
It's good. Yeah.
And all right, the second one, I don't want to say it's better because there is definitely stuff that the first one gets way better. Mm-hmm. Like I mean, it just does a really good job of all the little tiny character moments and interactions. Mm-hmm. But the second one is just so tight. It's so tight. And there are layers to the plot.
Right.
It's a pretty good plot as far as that is concerned, where there are just things that can surprise you here and there. And it has my favorite use of a deep fake in a movie ever.
Favorite use of a deep fake?
Yeah.
I actually don't know what you're referring to. Will that give it something away?
I'll just say it's the bar scene.
Okay. All right. Thinking back to Spider-Man 2.
But don't say anything if you think of it, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll just show you later.
No, okay.
I won't remember.
You can show. Yeah. No, I won't either.
Actually,
okay.
I will remember when I'm making the show notes for this episode. So
that's when you'll remember.
You'll get a random YouTube link from me.
It's not the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Not the last time either, I'm sure.
Yeah. It's so good because you can't tell if it's diegetic or not. And I'll leave it at that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because at that point you're like, you're like, is it? Wait. At first you're like, because I think they did it really gradually. I don't remember for sure off the top of my head, but I think they gradually applied the deep fake.
Okay.
And so at first you're like, does that, do they look different?
I now know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that you're explaining it, I know what you mean.
It's so good.
And And
you can't tell if it's diegetic or not. And you're like, is this just for me? Like, am I supposed to see this as the viewer?
Right.
Like, what? And either way, whether it is or not, that's a spoiler. But whether it is diegetic or not, it is awesome. It is so good. Just that one moment of the movie, it makes it one of my favorite things ever.
I am now realizing that all of the scenes that I was thinking about, because we were talking about the second movie, all the scenes that were coming to mind, all of the scenes that came into my brain while we were discussing this are all from the first one. I'm like, yeah, the second one, like that thing that happened
scene in the car,
like with well, first of all, that was a big one. The scene with the boat,
right?
That was the first one.
The scene on the tower.
I
don't want to give away anything else.
Right, exactly.
Like I mean, really, but seriously. All that stuff is the first one. But the second one has, I feel like the set pieces aren't as strong in the second one, even though he's traveling all over the world. It just doesn't, like, the locations don't feel as like,
you're right. They don't feel as lived in.
Yeah.
Or like
maybe
as legit.
Yeah. I mean, they are legit. They're shot. I think it was shot on location.
Yeah, probably. Maybe that's what makes them feel less real, because they actually are.
Yeah.
There are weird things like that sometimes.
But the other thing about it is not really, I guess this is a Spider-Man review podcast now. It's not really that the places, like, it's not the personality of the places necessarily, because the places are, they're beautiful and whatever. But I think the issue is that, there aren't big, like, set piece moments that are real, if that makes sense. Like, the big set piece moments, if you've seen the trailer, then you know this. They're the, like, giant elemental monsters and stuff.
Right.
But it's not like the first one where he's on a ferry and, like, something happens with the ferry, or he's in the back seat of a car and he's in a car, right? Like, and that's a very memorable part of it, because because it is a perfect space for what is going on.
For what's happening.
It's like an intimate space. You can understand what it feels like to be right where he is. If you've ever been in a car before. Like in the back seat of one, right? Like, you like a kid, right? Sitting in the back of somebody's car with your friend in the front seat, or I don't remember, they were in the back seat probably too. But like, you can understand how this feels. It's framed in a way where, like, you get these little glimpses of what the characters are thinking. Yeah. It's really good.
That scene, the scene in the car, those of you who have seen the first, Marvel Sony Spider-Man collab. Did they collab on that? I guess so. Technically. Anyway, those of you who've seen it, you know what we're talking about.
Like this video 10 times for every time you've seen that.
But it's a really well done scene. It's really well done, because they do a good job with subtext in that scene.
Mm-hmm.
Like what's actually being said doesn't mean much.
Right.
But the implication of what's being said means a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like every word has a lot of weight behind it.
Yeah, it pretty much means everything.
Right. Exactly.
Like at the end of the anyway, that's enough of that.
Anyway, if you've never seen the first, what is it called? Spider-Man Homecoming. If you've never seen Spider-Man Homecoming, definitely see it. It's really good. I like the second one too. And I like the third one.
Give me your 10-second review of the third one if you've got a.
I think that it was a great way to. It was a good way to turn it into a trilogy, and I think it really tied things together very well.
Cool. Okay. Sound good to me.
I don't know. I only just saw it. I guess I haven't really thought about it too much.
You need to spend more time digesting.
Yeah, I need to.
Did you see it yesterday? It doesn't matter. Okay. Give me some homebrew.
Okay. Silverblade 1234.
Silverblade 1234, a new one. You're new. Welcome, Silverblade 1234.
Welcome, and thank you for your sorceress origin. Sorcerer. The Dream Weaver. This is about dreaming. Dreams. Dream. At first level, you learn. I don't know how to pronounce this. Is it Oniromancy? Oniromancy? Oneir?
Mm-hmm. I've always said it Onieromancy.
Onieromancy?
But I now realize that doesn't make any sense because I've only ever said it in my head.
Right. I get stuck in that trap a lot too.
Yeah.
My brain sometimes skips words and doesn't even pronounce them, but I still recognize what the word is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's probably one of them that my brain would skip.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so, sorcerers have spell lists.
Anyway, that word means dream magic.
Dream
by
magic,
the way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So interestingly enough, you always.
So is this magic about how to cheat on Minecraft speedruns?
I don't understand the joke there, actually.
I'll tell you when you're older.
Okay, got it. So you always know the spells in the Dreamwalker spells column, which are sleep, augury, major image, divination, and dream. And you know either the spells listed in dream spells or nightmare spells.
So it's got like a
it's
like a split. It's a split subclass,
right? Exactly. So this is the subclass.
But you're either like a dream one or a nightmare one.
Yeah,
rad.
Yeah. So basically, when you do a long rest, you roll a die, and if it's
no, wait.
If it's even, then you have dream spells, and if it's odd, you have nightmare spells.
That's sick.
For the rest of the day.
I like that a lot. Oh my God. You don't know what spells you're gonna have.
Yeah.
You just gotta work with it.
Right. So the dream spells are charm person, suggestion, hypnotic pattern, confusion, and dominate person.
Okay.
And the nightmare spells are dissonant whispers, phantasmal force, fear, phantasmal killer, and hold monster. You get these progressively as you level up in the subclass.
It sounded like it would have been like 3rd level, 5th level, 7th, 12th, 15th, 18th or something. I don't know.
Interestingly, it's 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th.
Oh, okay. It's just like that. Okay. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
Already cool. I like this.
I guess hold monster is way too weak for 18th level. I was shooting way high there.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's keep going.
So magic cannot put you to sleep. Makes sense. And you benefit from 4 hours of sleep that a normal person would benefit 8 hours. So you only have to sleep for 4 hours. If your race normally doesn't sleep or dream, then you can.
Okay. You know what? I would go as far as to say you must.
Yeah. Honestly,
I'm gonna put that restriction on this class is that I think that they should have to sleep.
they should have to
That should be
sleep.
part of it. You can't graduate unless you sleep.
So you can choose a creature with an intelligence score higher than 3,
Mhm.
and if they're unconscious and within 10 feet of you, they make a Wisdom saving throw. But if it was reduced to 0 hit points, and that's the reason it's unconscious, it automatically fails. So you can ask the creature 3 questions that can be answered by a short phrase, and the creature answers truthfully, though it is limited by its own knowledge.
Nice.
And if they successfully save, you obtain no information.
So you just have your rogue walk up and knock people out, and then you could just read their mind.
When they wake up, they know that a creature probed its unconscious mind. So
but they don't know which creature.
Well, you can do this a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and regain all expended uses on a long rest. You also must finish a long rest before you can use this ability on the same creature again. So you can only do it on one creature per long rest too, or the same creature.
Yeah, one person once per day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, however many people, once each per day. Anyway.
Yes. Okay, we got it. We're good. 6th level.
Yeah.
Your spellcraft is limited only by your imagination. You gain an extra meta magic option of your choice. And once on each of your turns, when you use meta magic to augment one of your Oneiromancy spells, the sorcery point cost is reduced by 1. Wow, that's pretty nice. And then at 14th level, you get another meta magic option. So this is basically like, this is interesting because the actual benefit of this is you can cast spells more freely.
Right.
It's just like, which is what
it fits the flavor too, though, because it's like you're I guess your control over dreams is so much that you actually affect reality with it, and that's pretty sick.
That's pretty sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say so. And I think 6th level is a good place to start that. And then at 14th level, when you finish a short or long rest, you can cast Dream, the spell, without expending a spell slot. And you can include up to 8 additional willing creatures in the casting. You must act as the messenger. You cannot appear monstrous or terrifying. Until you exit the trance, all included creatures appear in the target's dream and can converse freely.
Nice.
Only you can shape the dream, however. When you exit, you can decide to transport all participating creatures through the realm of dreams, appearing in the unoccupied spaces closest to the target. The target is aware of the teleportation attempt, even while asleep. And an unwilling creature makes a wisdom saving throw to attempt to prevent teleportation. This makes a lot more sense when you know how dream works. But anyway, it's a spell where you go into people's dreams, if that wasn't clear.
Yep.
Once you use this feature, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest, unless you spend 5 sorcery points to use it again. So you can do it again at a high cost. Cool. All right, 18th level. You've mastered ephemeral mysteries. You know all of the Oneiromancy spells at all times. So your dream and nightmare spells, know them all now, always. You also no longer need to sleep. To gain the benefits of the long rest, you spend all 8 hours doing light activity, such as meditating and keeping watch. In addition, you manifest...
I still disagree with that. Right. I mean, I don't know. I feel like a dream sorcerer would be more drawn to sleep. Like maybe you are alert while you sleep. That could be it. Like you can sleep while moving. Maybe that's more like the right flavor.
That's a good flavor for it. I like that.
You can simultaneously be asleep and awake.
Is that vanilla or is that vanilla orange twist? Anyway, you can manifest fantastical dreamscapes in the waking world. You cast the spell Mirage Arcane without expending a spell slot, with a casting time of 1 action and a duration of 1 hour. While in that area, you can use your bonus action to change the nature of the illusion, following the spell's normal parameters. You can do that once per long rest unless you spend 7 sorcery points to use it again. So yeah, this is cool. Silverblade 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, neat.
I like it a lot. I think that so this might change your viewpoint if you think of it less as, if you think of it more like a character with this sort of subclass would have control over sleep and dreams.
Yeah, but they're a sorcerer.
Okay.
So that to me indicates that they get their power from
yeah, that's true.
From the actual dreams.
Right. This is not a learned thing. This is an innate thing. Yeah.
And like, yeah, you can. Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, if the goal is that they're getting like power over it and they're able to control it, I think it would be good for them to be able to be asleep and awake simultaneously. Whatever that would mean for mechanics. Basically, mechanically, it would be treated as though that they were awake through the long rest, but they could also actually be asleep during that time and gain the benefits of a long rest. But I'm fine with the 4 hours.
Yeah.
In fact, they maybe should have a feature where they can like take a nap and like during like have a more restorative, sleep during a power nap than other people. So maybe they get an extra hit die roll for recovery or something.
Yeah, like a short rest nap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as long as you sleep during your short rest, you can you get like double hit points back or something. But only if you sleep. Like you can't do other activities. Maybe. That could be a good start. And then eventually, when you can be asleep and awake simultaneously, you get just insane recovery. And this isn't like a super combat heavy class, so you'll need it.
Yeah, you'll need
you'll need the recovery. But
sorcerers are squishy anyway, So yeah, they're usually well balanced with a party that has good healing in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think it would be nice if you can recover on your own a little bit. That's just an idea. Again, I don't give this nearly as much thought as the actual author.
Right.
So this is just like what I'm feeling right now. And I don't have like real reasoning behind it necessarily, Yeah. It's more of an intuition where like, I feel as though it could go this way. And then I try to come up with some ideas that fit that intuition. Certainly.
And I think that overall, this is a really interesting idea.
Oh, it's awesome. I especially love my favorite part is still that you wake up and you don't know which spells you're going to have that day.
Right.
That's amazing.
I like stuff like that too. I think that's really interesting. Awesome.
I like roguelike and roguelite games. And one of the things is that you don't know what you're going to pick up on this run. Right? Like you don't know if you're going to get some amazing weapons and spells and whatever there are in that particular game, or if you are just going to have the worst luck and you have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
And-
it doesn't mean you can't win, but
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes you can turn it around if you have terrible luck, and sometimes you can't. And this kind of feels like that, but for D&D. Like sometimes your spell list just doesn't match what you had intended to do that day.
mm-hmm. And it's not like all of your spells are random. It's just this one set of spells is random.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, so you don't even have to necessarily use them. But
so how does that affect your character? What does that mean for them? What feels different to them on a day where they wake up and they have the nightmare spell list? Do they have a nightmare?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And I would guess that their nightmares are, number one, extremely realistic to them because all of their dreams should be.
Mm-hmm.
They would know that they're dreaming, so they'd be entirely lucid, but maybe not in control of the dream itself all the time. So that's going to be part of it. It's like, you know, it's something that's beyond their control and like just happens to them. But then, like when they wake up, do they act different?
Yeah, I imagine you could make a character like one of those characters that's like their like style is split down the middle, and like one half of their body is dark and brooding and the other half of their body is like light and cheerful.
Yeah.
And like if they have a nightmare day, that the dark half is the one always facing the camera. And they've got like a scowl on their face.
Yeah.
And then it's like the opposite if they have a dream day.
Yeah, I wonder. Okay, so number one, they could have multiple personalities. That's really good. Number two, definitely, I agree. Either that split thing is that's like funny.
Yeah, right.
Like that's like an anime way to do it.
Right.
Or you can like literally they do look different for some reason. But maybe nobody can like pin it to one thing necessarily. Like maybe they on nightmare days they look exhausted. Maybe they are. Maybe they just couldn't sleep that night. They still get the benefits of the long rest, right? But they just couldn't sleep correctly, and so they get up and they're just grumpy. They're just mad, and they don't like maybe realize it first, but it's not that their spells change because they're grumpy. You know, it's actually the other way around, right? Like they're grumpy because their spells changed.
Yeah, God, you got to deal with these spells.
Yeah, I hate these ones.
I don't want to. Man.
All right, but I do like Phantasmal Killer a little bit. That one's kind of fun.
Phantasmal Killer is pretty cool. Hold Monster is pretty fun.
Hold Monster is good too, yeah. Does that, I forget off the top of my head, does that restrain them?
Yes. Actually, it might.
Or paralyze?
It might paralyze them.
Rad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better than restraining them anyway, so I would take it.
Yeah. Yeah. But Dominate Person, like you actually tell them what to do and they have to do it. It's like, it's not quite Gios.
Because I think the command has to be shorter.
Yeah.
As well.
But it's better than Suggestion, but not as good as Gios.
Right. Yeah, I think that Dominate Person, it has to be a word or phrase. You don't just get to like control their mind all day. You get to like you can tell them one thing to do and they have to do it.
And it's one of those things that like if they take damage, then they save against it again, or they automatically get out of it or something like that. I just remember that happened in campaign 1 of Critical Role. They did Dominate Monster on this like huge giant thing to attack something else. And it did one attack against the thing and then the thing attacked it back. And once it took that damage, it was like out of it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The spells are they're not really made for combat, right? Like those are made for, well, I guess Dominate Monster should be, but it's not a particularly high level spell anyway, so it's fine if it doesn't always work out. That's how it goes.
That's how it goes.
That is how it goes. Uh,
Well, what do you think? Do you think?
yeah, we don't have time for any other homebrew.
Yeah,
we don't.
We don't. We don't.
Okay, bye.
Yeah. I could talk about one.
You want to talk about One Piece again? Yeah, let's talk about One Piece some more. Hey guys.
Hey,
oh yeah. Wait. Let's not talk about One Piece.
Yeah. Okay. Good idea.
And it's not that I'm opposed to it.
No.
I think that's totally fine. It's all good. I'm One Pieced out. Not true. Actually, why haven't they released a chapter this week? I think they're off. I think they're off for the holidays.
Man, darn that westernization of Japan.
Yeah.
Now they celebrate things like Christmas.
Yeah. And then they're going to be off again for Golden Week in like just a couple months. Like who's giving these guys breaks?
I mean,
they need to create entertainment for me.
Yeah.
Who does not pay them
at all. Ever. You know what?
That's not entirely true, but I am sure that most of the small amount that I do end up paying for One Piece stuff does not go to the author.
Probably not. Did you see that they're rebooting Bleach?
I did. Oh yeah. I forgot. I was going to mention that.
Yeah.
Are they rebooting it or just doing? I think they're just doing the end.
Oh, okay.
That's what I think is happening.
They're fine. Okay, so they're finally going to end it,
which wasn't
properly.
Wasn't that great in the manga? But hopefully they kind of. Hopefully, number one. Hopefully it doesn't suck at pacing so much, because that was what killed it for me in the manga. It was like it was one fight that was. It was like 80 years long and nothing happened.
Yeah, that sounds like manga.
Yeah,
but
like there would just be weeks and weeks and weeks where there was no progress in these fights, and I didn't get it. Like why are they, like, there were so many flashbacks.
Inundated with flashbacks.
Yeah. And they're not that necessary this far near the end of the story. You don't need really strong motivations for your villains. What you need is for your heroes to finally overcome their last hurdles. Right? Like that's what people are looking for in a shonen battle manga, like at chapter 1000. Or that's only halfway through for One Piece.
Yeah. About halfway for One Piece. Yeah, exactly.
Right, but that's what people don't care about the villains at that point. The villains by then the villains are just like, this is the ultimate test. That's what you need them to be. You just need to prove that they are strong enough to be the ultimate test for your heroes. That's as much as the flashbacks need to do. I don't really remember Bleach in that much detail at this point, but it felt like there was just so much of so much unnecessary flashback during that section. I'm not even sure if that's true. It might be wrong, and I might be remembering other stuff because, I mean, let's face it, it did blend together a little bit. But in my head, I don't know if that was a real feature of it. I don't think that was like how it was. But yeah, like the big bad villain guy does not need to have their like life story spelled out. No, especially even if you feel like as an author it's important, it probably isn't as important as you think. Right. Yeah. The only thing that would make, I mean, really, it's gonna be the same as like D&D. The big bad evil guy does not need to be a fully fleshed out character, contrary to popular belief. They can be. You can do that if you want. Yeah. But they don't need to be. Yeah. Actually, I don't know if that's contrary to popular belief. When I said that, I think I was just being contrarian, but maybe people agree. Yeah. Maybe everybody thinks this as well. Because like they're just the chance to let your characters become who they are meant to be. Right?
Right. Yeah.
In a normal, like, heroic, like, hero's journey type story. Like that's what the villain represents.
Well, I think you spelled it out pretty well. Like all you need is for the villain to be believably difficult enough of an obstacle to prove that the hero has come as far as they need to.
Yeah. But both physically and like mentally, emotionally, I guess kind of like everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, like if your hero, I don't know, is afraid of spiders, when they start their adventure, and that ends up being an important aspect in the adventure, you want to see them have an opportunity to overcome that. Right? Like, and so that's now part of the villain's purpose, is to give them that opportunity. And they may or may not overcome it. Like, you don't need to succeed at everything. You can fail at things still, win overall, and then have more stuff then set up for a future journey. So the spider thing's just like a basic little baby example.
Right.
But like that's where characters who had problems with sacrifice, need to be given an opportunity to, be selfless, right? Characters who are like overly what is it? Not overly
ambitious.
No, like they just jump right into it.
Yeah, let's just jump right in.
They need to be given a chance to like
sit back and wait for the right opportunity.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like that's the real thing at the end of the story that you're looking for your bad guy to give to the party. And I think it's the same in Bleach, right? Like,
yeah,
the villain doesn't need a complicated backstory, and you don't need to flesh out the hero's backstory anymore near the end.
No,
you just need
especially
them.
Not in Bleach.
This is where they need to overcome their issues. Yeah. Which they actually did a good job of that with some of the characters in Bleach.
Helping them resolve their issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Kenpachi is my favorite. Maybe my favorite character in Bleach. I don't even know.
Yeah, you talk about him every time.
Yeah, his whole deal is that he is just so strong that he doesn't use any of the magic. Basically, he just doesn't use it. And he doesn't use the sword magic, which is, part of the magic system, because he broke his sword too much. But at the very end, he unlocks his sword magic, right? And it's obviously it's crazy awesome.
Of course it is,
because he was already overpowered to begin with. But yeah, it ends up like his the magic was trying to like reach him the whole time, and I don't remember if they said that like he just didn't feel like he was good at it or something, or he was inspired by somebody, but it was just like a quick like, oh, and this is why he did this. Oh, okay, that makes sense. And now he's overcoming it.
Yeah, that's it.
And it was like that was fairly well done, I think. I don't remember for sure. Maybe that was one of the overly drawn out flashbacks. I don't know. I just but he's an example of how they can overcome their issues. I'm okay with spoiling Bleach because I don't think you're going to read it to the end.
Yeah, even if you think
if
you will,
if you start reading Bleach today and you read it till the end, come at me.
Yeah.
But other than that, you better sit back.
Yeah, I mean,
put your manga where your mouth is.
Put your manga where your mouth is. Like I said, I never got past the Ulquiorra arc.
Yeah, which was like the first arc.
Right. Well,
actually, it was like fifth,
second, third, fourth, fifth.
It was a few in, which is weird.
Well, the first arc, I don't know. I think it's kind of hard to nail down because they were doing the episodic like monster of the week thing for a little bit.
People consider that to be the first arc.
Yeah.
But then
there was like a rescue arc. That was the next one, right? Yeah. And then,
but that one might be technically 2 arcs.
Yeah, okay. I would accept that. And then that arc with the Ulquiorra thing, that was next, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah. No? Yeah.
There was something else in there? I don't know. I don't remember at all. I have very distinct memories of what those characters looked like.
Yep.
Because I thought they were cool.
Right.
But it was so boring that I couldn't keep up with it.
Well, this is going to be a Bleach podcast now, so let's get ready. Buckle up, kids.
Strap in. We ended this a long time ago.
No, this is all in there.
No, yeah. I'm
yeah,
sure
we're good. We're good. That was all fine.
It was fine. It was good. All right. But I think...
Now, this next part...
Yeah, we're cutting that, though.
Yeah, for sure.
The part coming up, yeah. We're not going to...
100%.
We're not doing that one.
I'll just leave it recording.